Hey, what's up everybody? It is Kellen here from Start Your Systems. Welcome back to MX Bikes today, where we're going to be playing a replica version of the 2020 Indianapolis Supercross that was meant to happen over the weekend, but as we know, it was canceled due to increased, I guess, worry, concern, etc. over the coronavirus outbreak that led to some regulations put in by local government that eventually led to the cancellation of the Supercross event, so we did not race in Indianapolis. And if you haven't been paying attention to the news over the weekend, well, there's a lot more to talk about since I last did a video when I released it on Friday, and I'd only had information through Thursday at that point because I always record the day before I release a video. So I'm recording Sunday night right now, and I have a lot of news to tell you guys about what could be happening in these next couple days, even if not weeks. But first of all, since I didn't touch on it in my Friday video, Supercross has been postponed indefinitely until further notice by Feld Motorsports as we continue to monitor situations with the COVID-19 disease, coronavirus outbreak, whatever you want to call it, and try to gather more information about that. So Feld basically canceled the next 4 Supercross rounds. I'm sorry, the next 5 Supercross rounds. So now, well, I mean, now 4, the next 4 because Indy's gone and passed, but Indy was canceled. Detroit this coming weekend was canceled. Seattle the weekend after that was canceled. And then they were scheduled to go to Denver, and Denver's now been canceled. And then they were scheduled to go to Foxborough, and Foxborough has now been canceled. So as I speak right now, there are only 2 Supercross rounds remaining on the schedule to make a potential 12-round series. That would be the Las Vegas Supercross the last weekend of April, and the Salt Lake Supercross the first weekend of May 2nd. However, new developing news changing every hour and stuff going on with this outbreak is leading to some more potential news to be dropped, which I would imagine by the time this video is actually released on Monday morning, I might actually be old news at this point. About 3 hours ago, the CDC, which is the Center for Disease Control, released an update on their website, and their update basically states, in accordance with its guidance for large events and mass gatherings, the CDC recommends the next 8 weeks organizers of gatherings of over 50 plus people should strongly consider postponing or canceling their events. And I would imagine, just judging by how things have kind of transpired in these last couple, I don't know, days basically, local governments will probably take that as a pretty mandatory thing to do. And if Salt Lake City and Vegas runs, I would be very surprised after what I'm reading right now. So this is turning into a very huge deal worldwide, of course, as we know. But just for our little niche sport here in Supercross, this is very quickly turning into the end of the season. I'm seeing a lot of people saying, well, they could postpone it till, like November or something, until after outdoors, until after GPs and all that stuff and all that business. But the problem that you then have is the MLB season is going to need to be pushed back because of this whole thing. They may do a shorter MLB season from what I've heard, but I don't think that's exactly going to happen. So I'm thinking they're playing baseball till November at least. And the NFL season would be in full swing by the time we get to that point. So stadium rental becomes almost impossible at that point. You'd have to go to, I guess, college stadiums of teams that aren't playing at the time. I really don't know how you would do it, but they're not going to go to arenas where basketball or hockey would be played, because even at that time, basketball and hockey would be just about getting started again. And arenas aren't really Supercross, it's arena cross. So I don't know what they would do at that point. Maybe, they're talking about having the Monster Energy Cup being in Carson, California this year. That's the Chargers are supposed to be out of there at this year and be going to the new Ram Stadium. So maybe they would use that for some events, or I struggle to find how they're going to fit races in at this point with all these regulations coming into play. So I think we're done, folks. I really do. I hate to say that, but I think we're done. I think there's no more Supercross coming the rest of this season. I think there's no chance that they're going to push it till 2021 to finish the season because contracts end October 1. The fact that people are talking about let's go to November and start hosting races, I don't see that happening either with contracts ending when they do. I don't know. I think that we're ending at 10 rounds of 450 Supercross, 6 rounds of 250 West, and 4 rounds of 250 East and crowning champions. Whether or not the FIM and the AMA crown champions, I still don't know. I mean, we really don't know what's going to happen with that and how that's going to transpire. But yeah, I think at this point, this is the only races we're getting in for Supercross this year, and that's how it's going to be, unfortunately. It's crazy how fast this all happened. I can't believe it. Like, I can't believe that this turned around so quickly, because literally less than a week ago, I was recording a video last Tuesday to release on Wednesday, where I was basically saying, just keep an ear out. We're hearing that maybe Seattle Supercross is in danger of being canceled. I know Washington State had been hit pretty hard with coronavirus. And then that very next day, yeah, Seattle was canceled. The day after that, Indy was gone, Detroit was gone, and then the day after that, Supercross was postponed indefinitely. And I would imagine we're going to be expecting a press release from Feld on Monday sometime saying that, you know, we're done. But again, that's just my opinion. Who knows? They may be coming up with some other plan. I really don't know how they're going to be able to do less than 50 people in an event of any kind, unless they host 450 and 250 separately and then only have top 20 show up and no mechanics. Or I really just, I don't know how that would work. So yeah, I mean, the problem that we have with it is 8 weeks from today is May 10th. And May 2nd was supposed to be the last round, but I think it's May 19th or something like that is the first round of outdoors. Well, let me do that math. This would be 2, 8. May 17th would be the first round of outdoors, I believe. Or 16th or I don't know, something like that, May 16th, 17th. So again, you're pushing up against the outdoors. I don't think the outdoors is going to budge unless they are required to by the coronavirus outbreak, basically. So I think with outdoors not budging, they're going to prepare for their series and get ready to go. Supercross is going to have no weekends to fill. There's, I think, zero chance that they try to run Supercross races in between national events, because there's going to be a couple off weekends, like I've said. But I don't see it happening. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't really know, exactly all the inner workings of how they're going about dealing with this situation, but as of right now, that's some of the news that we're going off of, and it's looking bleak, folks. So what do we do now? What's going to be the plan for the next 8 weeks? Well, it seems like for the most part, in the United States at least, the kind of clause that everybody's been told is, stay away from large social gatherings, this whole concept of social distancing. So, basically, there's always supposed to be a personal space bubble that everyone's supposed to kind of obliged to with people and stuff like that nobody ever really follows. But I think that that's now like a necessity for most people, that they're trying to, the CDC and the WHO and all them are trying to say, like, yeah, that's something that you really got to take seriously now. So I think that's going to be a much more kind of done thing. But I don't know. This, as fast as this is gone, this could get way worse before it gets better. Italy basically shut everything down. They closed everything. They started, giving, benefits and breaks to people who, basically would lose their jobs and stuff like that. And then jobs started shutting down and all that business. And I'm seeing some works that are getting like closed down because of this. But, for my sake with Racer X, all I can tell you about with Racer X is that, I don't work out of the West Virginia office where all of our team is usually based, but I do know that this week they've been telling everybody to stay home. So at least for our sake, they said if you don't need to come to the office, don't. I don't go to the office anyway. But yeah, I don't know, man. This could get crazy. This could be locking down, everything before we know it. As fast as this is gone, who knows? This could go crazy even before we really know it. For my sake, I'm just going to be playing games, I guess, and trying to entertain you all. We're going to be still doing the Race Factory Gaming Supercross series on Wednesdays. So again, if you guys are interested in watching some racing during this downtime, I feel like that's a good opportunity to do it. If you are a fan of real motocross and you like listening to stuff, maybe you've heard of the Pulp MX show. I'm going to be the co-host on that tomorrow night with Steve Mathis. So he and I are going to probably talk about this whole situation for 5 hours, and he'll have some of the guests on his show, and it's going to be pretty crazy, but I'm excited to do that. So if you guys are fans of the Pulp Show or fans of moto in general, you know, head over to RacerX Online on Facebook. They do a live stream. It's 5 to 10 usually Pacific, so that would be 8 to 1 a.m. Eastern. And over on Facebook, you can check out PulpMX on YouTube and a couple of other areas like that. But yeah, going to be a lot of fun. Really excited to be up there and going in the booth and stuff like that. I wish it was under better circumstances. I wish we were talking about racing and all that fun stuff. But obviously, this is going to be a big week to talk about what's going to happen with Supercross moving forward. And I figured since I'm going to be out for a couple days, might as well drop an update video, kind of give you an idea of what's been happening and what we may expect in the next couple days with either announcements or things like that. So bummer deal all around. Wish I wasn't kind of bearing this news. I wish that we could just be racing this next weekend in Detroit, going straight into more racing and getting this series going. But I think kind of the world is speaking right now, and we gotta listen, man. This is a big deal, I think. I don't think that people are taking it as seriously as some should be. Unfortunately, that's kind of the case with modern politics, but yeah, I would just take recommendations from, you know, health organizations and stuff like that that are set up to protect us from this, and just go from there. And right now what they're saying is 8 weeks, no sports, no large gatherings. I'd imagine things that, you know, probably were going to be a big deal for some people's lives, like weddings and stuff like that, are also going to be canceled. And this sucks. Like, this is, you know, it sucks from the first part that we have to, you know, combat this disease, but it sucks in the second part that it's really probably affecting a lot of people's lives to go through this whole ordeal of everything getting shut down as abruptly as it has been. So anyway, stay safe out there, everybody, please. Like, hopefully nobody contracts it. Hopefully everybody stays good and healthy and all that business, and hopefully we can get through this together, this hiatus of racing and good times and all that business. But I appreciate you guys stopping by, watching another video here on Start Your Systems. Hope you guys got some good information out of this one. If you guys want to ask me any questions or anything that I could provide in terms of information, I'd be happy to do so. But yeah, right now, things looking pretty crazy in the United States with this whole thing and how they're responding to it. So try to keep you guys updated, but for now, I'm going to leave you guys with this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So long for now.